All right, Marty Scorsese. Marty scores, riling up people again. Can people stop asking? Martin Scorsese. It's such a weird thing. It's a weird thing when it comes to the Martin Scorsese thing because it just seems like it's a thing that happens every couple of months, right? We hear about Martin Scorsese being interviewed and somebody has to ask him about comic book movies, superhero movies, cinema, where it's at right now. And of course, he's going to give his opinion, which he has every right to do because he's Martin fucking Scorsese. And he's going to have an opinion on it. And we have to listen to the opinion of Martin Scorsese because he's Martin fucking Scorsese. Okay, he's made some iconic films. He's made some fantastic films. Some of my favorite fucking films. There he is. Look at that old wrinkled face. That is a close-up of him right there. Martin Scorsese, I have to find out who the hell I am. He's still trying to search for who the hell he is. God damn. I mean, I'm way younger than him. We're all way younger than him. If Martin Scorsese still hasn't found out who he is, there's no hope for us. Now 80, the legendary director is one of the most creative runs of his career and consumed by challenges and opportunities of all that he has left to do. So it's great. It's a good interview. Like I said, watch or read it. For years, Martin Scorsese would ask himself, what will happen when I get old? And he's going to continue to do things until he can't do it anymore. He's not retiring. He's not doing anything like that. Here's a quote. I don't really belong there. When it comes to the Academy, Scorsese said, and in his relationship to the Academy, I don't know if I think like them. I just mind my own business here, which is great. It's good. Gotta love that. He did say something, too, about, obviously when it comes to one of his best films, one of my favorite films of his, there he is right there looking like, here's what I look like normal, here's what I look like laughing. But it is kind of funny because, of course, because Warner Brothers will always Warner Brothers. It's what, it's not even Warner Brothers. It's all studios will do this. But when it came to The Departed, they did not want Scorsese to kill off some of the characters because they wanted sequels. They wanted sequels to The Departed. As a young boy, he says, watching films came out of necessity from the illness of asthma. He had asthma. Probably still does. And it came out of loneliness, which I still have. But of course, the biggest thing that riled up all the nerd culture and nerd people out there, and there was quite a discourse. There's always a discourse anytime he says something, was the fact that he's like, we got to fight against the CBMs. You got to support movies that are made by Christopher Nolan. And of course, it's like, but Marty, he created a Batman trilogy that everybody compares every other CBM to. You realize that? I get it, though. I get it. I totally understand why he's using Christopher Nolan, because look what Christopher Nolan just made. Oppenheimer, which, of course, is like, it's unbelievable that movie is doing that well. And then, of course, when it comes to award season, it's going to do even more. It's going to just be taking in all the awards like crazy. But the fact that it's just doing that at gangbusters at the box office. So I kept on seeing that. We're like, wait a minute. I think even Scott Derrickson posted about it too, and he got kind of dragged a little bit. It's such a weird thing because it's Martin Scorsese. So obviously film Twitter is just going to be like, yeah, Martin. And then they're going to say, fuck Marvel Studios. They're ruining cinema. But at the same time, I'm just like going, we can have both. We can have both, people. And even when it comes to Martin Scorsese, it's like, okay, you can fight against the CBMs or these types of movies, your Fast and Furious movies or whatever. I'm kind of wondering, did he say anything about Barbie? Who knows? I don't know if he's seen it, but he probably would like it maybe because it was something different and it's, of course, blowing up. But I'm just saying, it's like, we can have both. You can have your popcorn flicks and you can have your other... Your films, your cinema, you're right here. But at the same time, even George Lucas at one point when he was talking about Star Wars, is like, he rallied against like some of the things, like when it came to what he learned in film school. It's like, no, that's not how you do it. No matter what, it's just, hey, we can have both. We can have both. And we don't need to drag Martin Scorsese in the mud just because he made fun of your precious, CBM movies, CBM movies, CBMs. That's like saying ATM machine.